Richard Ratcliffe, the husband of Nazanin Zaghari-Ratcliffe, is today starting the 19th day of his hunger strike. He's calling on the government to do more to bring his wife home from Iran. Let's talk to the former Foreign Secretary, now Chair of the Health and Social Committee, and that is Jeremy Hunt, of course. Mr Hunt, thanks for joining us on the programme this morning. We chatted to him, Richard, earlier on in the week, and he was not in good shape. When is this going to be resolved?
Well, I saw him yesterday, and first thing to say is he is an incredibly brave man. And he's brave for two reasons. Firstly, because he is doing everything possible to get Nazanin released. But secondly, because he's the first person in this situation, and there have been many over the years, who's gone public about it. And so the world knows about Iran's hostage taking. And I hope one of the things that comes out of this is that Iran and other countries that are thinking of doing this in the future are shamed into not doing so, because it is an outrageous thing in the 21st century that countries actually take innocent people hostage in order to get their way on diplomatic issues.
Why, when you were Foreign Secretary, did you not organise for this 400 million quid's worth of debt that we owe the Iranians to be sorted out, and then she could come home?
Well, that is the heart of the issue, and I did make a lot of efforts in that direction. I went to Tehran to meet the then Foreign Minister to try and understand what was blocking her release. And I think we have moved on now. When I was Foreign Secretary, there was a debate about the principle of it, and we established that this is not paying ransom money. If it was paying ransom money, I wouldn't support paying it. This is paying a debt that an international court has said we owe. The Defence Secretary has said we owe, and I think there is now no argument about the principle of it. It's difficult. Iran is a horrible regime that does the most despicable things, so it doesn't make anyone comfortable doing it. But now it's about the mechanics. They are sanctioned. It's not totally easy. It is doable, and we've just got to get on and do it.
So we should pay them?
We should absolutely pay them, because this is a debt, and we are a country that pays its debts. And even if it is a totally unsavory regime, we should pay this debt. There should be no linkage whatsoever between this and the case of, by the way, not just Nazanin, but Anousheh Shuri, Murad Tabaz, both wonderful people, both innocent, both people who have got incredibly supportive and very, very distressed families. And, you know, this is definitely an impediment in the relationship. And whether or not Iran sees there to be a linkage, we need to solve this issue anyway, and we should get on and do it.
I think there's a meeting today, isn't there, with the Iranian Deputy FM? What should come from that?
Well, this is actually really good news. It's encouraging. This Deputy Foreign Minister is over here because of COP26. And I think that the reason that we're encouraged about this is that when I was Foreign Secretary, we always asked ourselves whether it was a waste of time talking to the Foreign Ministry, because the government in Iran was really controlled by the hardliners, the Revolutionary Guards, who reported to the supreme leader. But now the hardliners have actually taken over the government. So ironically, it might be more productive talking to the Foreign Ministry, because they might be speaking to the whole of the government, including the people who are holding Nazanin hostage.
You were also Health Secretary. You've had lots of titles as part of this government, and you're now Chair of the Health and Social Care Committee. Where are you? Where are you as far as double jabbed staff no longer being able to work from today in care homes?
I think it's a very difficult issue. The practical issue is, you know, what is going to be the impact of some people leaving, as they undoubtedly do. But I do support it, because in the end, if your mum or your dad is in a care home or indeed in a hospital, I think you have a right to know that everyone taking care of him or her has taken trouble to make sure they're not spreading a disease asymptomatically. It is the first responsibility of every doctor, nurse or carer. And every single one that I know has been jabbed twice. So I think it is the right thing to do. It will keep patients safer. But I do recognise there are some practical challenges.
Of course, you can still pass on COVID, even if you have been double jabbed, even if you've also had your booster. Is daily testing not a better option?
Yes, but, you know, daily testing is not foolproof either. The one thing you can do that you know will make a big difference is to get jabbed. And I think that people working in health and care do understand that. and they want to put the safety and the protection of the vulnerable people that they have, after all, given their lives to looking after. They want to put that first. So, look, it's a really difficult issue. It's difficult in the care sector. It's difficult in the NHS. But I do think Sajid Javid is right to have bitten the bullet on it.
You're a senior member of the party, the government. How embarrassing is it for our Prime Minister to be standing up on the world stage and saying we are not a corrupt country?
Well, you know, I'm not a member of the government, but I am a Conservative MP. I'm proud to be a Conservative MP. And all I would say to anyone who is laughing at Britain, laughing at our democracy anywhere in the world, is it is because people like you are asking people like me these kind of difficult questions. We have one of the most active, vibrant, toughest media scrutiny of politicians anywhere in the world, that we are actually less corrupt than most countries. And that's not to say we're perfect. That's not to say we get everything right. But the fact is we are a very open, robust democracy. And I think ultimately that is actually to our credit.
With that in mind, you were there during the expenses scandal. How similar is this?
I think it's one of those things where one or two elements of wrongdoing may cause the rules to be changed. And I think there are some grey areas where there needs to be more clarity. We know that you're not allowed to do private business from parliamentary premises. Does that apply if someone calls you on your mobile, for example, and you happen to be in your office in Parliament? And I think what this will do is mean those kind of rules are clarified, and that's a good thing.
And is it okay to do your business as an MP from the British Virgin Islands?
Well, I don't want to talk about that individual case, Kay, because that's going to be investigated.
Choose any place you want. Let's say Mallorca. Is it okay to work for several weeks away from Parliament?
Well, there are lots of lovely corners of the world where, you know, we would all love to do our work from. But, you know, I think in this particular case, we just need to let the investigation happen and find out whether the rules were broken.
Good to talk to you, as always, Mr. Hunt. Thank you.
Thank you.